It was a chilly Monday morning in Boston when Clara, a high school senior, woke up to a familiar feeling. A mix of dread and exhaustion, the pressure of college applications, mounting homework, and a part-time job at the local diner weighed heavily on her shoulders. She stared at the ceiling, wondering how people around her managed to stay positive despite life's challenges. Clara wasn't the only one feeling this way. Her favorite teacher, Mr. Peterson, had often hinted at his own struggles with staying optimistic. Yet every day he entered the classroom with a smile, ready to inspire. How does he do it? Clara wondered as she dragged herself out of bed. That day, Mr. Peterson began his lecture with a story instead of equations. "Class," he said, pacing the room. "Do you know about the ripple effect? It's the idea that small actions can create waves of change, both in the world and within ourselves. Let me share a story of someone who transformed their life by starting small." Clara's curiosity piqued as she scribbled in her notebook. There was once a college student named Ethan. Ethan was bright, but life kept throwing curveballs his way. Family issues, financial struggles, and the pressure to succeed. He hit rock bottom during his sophomore year. One night, as he sat in his dorm room surrounded by unfinished assignments, Ethan made a choice. He decided to change his approach to life, one habit at a time. He started small, committing to 5 daily habits that he hoped would build a positive mindset. Each morning, Ethan took a notebook and wrote down 3 things he was grateful for. Initially, it felt forced. Grateful for coffee? Really? He thought. But over time, he found himself noticing little blessings. A kind word from a stranger, a beautiful sunset, or simply the fact that he woke up that day. This practice shifted his perspective. Problems that once seemed insurmountable now felt manageable. He realized that while he couldn't control everything, he could control how he perceived things. Next, Ethan spent 5 minutes each morning visualizing his goals. He imagined walking across the stage at graduation, shaking hands with the dean, and feeling a sense of pride. This mental picture motivated him to push through tough days. One day, his professor noticed the change. "You've been more focused lately, Ethan," she said. "What's your secret?" Ethan smiled, knowing it wasn't a secret. It was intention. To combat negative self-talk, Ethan began using affirmations. He wrote simple phrases on sticky notes and placed them on his mirror. "I am capable. I am resilient. I deserve success." At first, it felt awkward, but the more he repeated them, the more they replaced the negative voice in his head. One evening, during a study session, a friend asked, "Why are you so calm about this exam?" Ethan replied, "Because I've already told myself I can handle it." Ethan realized that a healthy body supported a healthy mind. He started with short walks around campus and eventually joined a local gym. Exercise became his outlet for stress. It wasn't about achieving a certain look. It was about feeling strong and capable. One day, after a particularly grueling workout, he thought, "If I can push through this, I can push through anything." Every night, Ethan spent 10 minutes reflecting on his day. What went well? What could he improve? This habit helped him see progress where he hadn't before. It also allowed him to celebrate small wins, like completing an assignment or helping a friend. By the end of his junior year, Ethan's life looked completely different. His grades improved, his relationships deepened, and his confidence soared. When asked about his secret, he would laugh and say, "There's no secret, just small steps every day." Back to reality. Mr. Peterson paused, letting the story sink in. Then he looked at his students, his gaze resting briefly on Clara. "You see," he said, "positive thinking isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about building habits that help you face life's challenges with strength and clarity." Clara felt a spark ignite within her. That night, she started her own journey with Ethan's 5 habits. The next morning, she wrote her first gratitude entry. Over the months, Clara noticed a shift. Her grades improved, she felt more in control, and even her friends started asking for advice. She realized that the ripple effect was real. Small changes in her life were inspiring those around her. Years later, as Clara stood at a podium delivering a speech at her college graduation, she quoted Mr. Peterson, "Positive thinking isn't about ignoring problems. It's about building habits that help you grow through them." The audience erupted in applause, and Clara couldn't help but smile. She had come full circle, and now she was ready to create ripples of her own.